Hello, welcome to Sound of Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I'm Tina. Today I'm doing a book review of The Annual Migration of Clouds by Premee Mohamed. This is a book that came out in 2021. It's a sci-fi, it's post-apocalyptic, it's a novella, it's from ECW Press. I received this book from River Street Reads in exchange for a fair review. This is book 1, and I'll be reviewing book 2 tomorrow, as book 2 comes out at the end of the month. A novella that brings new life into the wasteland. The Annual Migration of Clouds is a somber, meditative look at life after an apocalypse. So what is it about? The world is nothing like it once was. Climate disasters have racked the continent, causing food shortages, ending industry, and leaving little behind. Then came CAD, mysterious mind-altering fungi that invade the bodies of the now scattered citizenry. Reed, a young woman who carries this parasite, has been given a chance to get away, to move to one of the last remnants of pre-disaster society, but she can't bring herself to abandon her mother and the community that relies on her. When she's offered a coveted place on a dangerous and profitable mission, she jumps at the opportunity to set her family up for life. But how can Reed ask people to put their trust in her when she can't even trust her own mind? So this novel is definitely the kind I enjoy in terms of exposition. We learn as we go about the state of Alberta, this is a Canadian novel, the community, and the CAD disease. The name kind of makes me smirk because it's a Canadian novel and our currency is CAD on the global market. I thought that was kind of funny. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Anyway, we don't learn much about why the world is the way it is, though there are hints that it was a mix of things that caused kind of the collapse. The characters are wonderful. Reed, the main character, is mature in the sense of having to be mature regarding survivalism, but she's also still a late teen regarding her conflict resolution and her emotions. Her friend Henrik was also likable, and her mother, while she had her flaws, was realistic. In truth, the mother was almost the antagonist of the story, though less in the sense she's a villain and more that she's the thing holding Reed back. The book, albeit holding many themes that could be extrapolated upon for quite a while, is about kids leaving the nest. The biggest tension in the book comes from not the external elements like the disease or the landscape, those are very important, but between Reed and her mother, who from the instant we meet her does not want Reed to go away to university, and the guilt trip she places on her daughter is very easy to understand as much as it is frustrating. While a vastly different scenario, it's very reminiscent of parents who attempt to dissuade their kids from undertaking a field of study or a job in a place they don't approve of. Reed's mother's dislike comes more from an assumption that the university is a scam to lure young people away from the safety of their communities, and the narrative never clears up whether this is a valid concern, and I found that very interesting. The story, like most apocalyptic stories that aren't dark comedies, carries a tension that everything good exists at the end of a wavering string, that everything could snap off at a moment. It's less from an attack, as there aren't really any raiders in this book, and more from accident or disease, stuff that they can no longer prevent or solve, as the techniques and technology to do so have been lost. The writing in this book is absolutely lovely. The prose is literary and elegant with beautiful descriptions like everything pours from him like sunlight through a window. I used to read so much post-apocalyptic stuff that I've kind of gravitated away from it a bit recently. Wasteland fatigue, perhaps. But this book reminds me of why I've always enjoyed those stories. It has a bit of everything, surviving off the remnants of the past, new societal structure, beautiful prose, and speculation into how we could rebuild after it all collapses. I highly, highly recommend this book. I was very, very pleasantly surprised by it. It's also really short and very quick to read. It's a beautiful book, and also the cover's really cool too. So thank you so much to the publicist who sent me this. I very much appreciate it. And yes, there will be a review tomorrow, as I said, for the second one. So stay tuned for that. And thank you.